We got the Chargers and Baltimore. We're gonna keep the same rotation going.
Okay.
Just to.
Alright, so we're gonna put it like this. I got $100,000 that Baltimore wins this game. And let me tell you why.
You ain't got it. I don't see it.
I could start from a lot of angles, but I'll choose this angle. The last time they played each other, what was it, around Christmas or on Christmas? Final score 22-10. Where was they playing? In LA. They in Baltimore now. That's a whole different ball game. And the thing is, they didn't just win that game. They dominated that game from a defensive standpoint. And that's something that travels. It don't matter where you play, home or on the road. That defense is going to be physical. They're going to be rocking. They're going to be talking a lot of cash out there. It's going to be a fun, physical game. Lamar Jackson, that's the X factor for me. He going to have to make some throws because obviously the Chargers going to come with a different defensive game plan. They not just going to let him run all over them. I got Baltimore winning this game. I think the Chargers are going to score more than 10 points.
What do you think the score is going to be?
Yeah.
What you got?
I think this score is going to look like a 19-17 game. I think it's going to be one of those games. And y'all talk about Vinatieri. Y'all know who just as good as Vinatieri? Thank you. Justin Tucker is on the same. He on the same level as Vinatieri. He just don't have all the playoff clutch kicks. He's the best kicker in the league. Been that way since his second year now. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta be close.
I'm torn in this game. I have no confidence in this pick at all. I mean, like this game is like I'm going 24-21 Chargers, and the reason I'm doing this is this. Eckler, my X factors are Eckler and Gordon. Eckler and Gordon have been hurt for the past few weeks. They finally healthy. That's one. I think another thing I think the Williams boys been getting it together, and also Keenan Allen will be healthy as well. And Gates, he still past his prime, still got that playoff moxie. And at the end of the day, I just don't feel like I think in the future Lamar gonna be a dog. I think Lamar gonna probably be a top 5 QB in the league. I think Lamar is it. But the problem is I think the squad right now constructed around him in terms of the receivers and the tight ends. He don't have the same type of caliber of weapons that Phillip Rivers do. And I think in the grand scheme of things, it's just like...
change next Crabtree.
Right. And the thing is, I think you put Barrett on Crabtree, and you put them Hayward and all them boys, and you got...
Derwin James.
Like, you got, Gordon and Bosa and everything else. Derwin James is probably like defensive, one like Pro Bowl.
Rookie,
easily.
One of them.
He's an old pro.
And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, another thing too, man, people don't give this brother credit, man. When changed that Chargers program around, man.
Yeah, the coach is.
Like people don't realize, man, like he's underrated, like, no one say anything about him, but think about it in the grand scheme of things, man. San Diego from
if they didn't make the playoffs, he would be right in this class of black coaches that got let go this year.
You're absolutely
NFL,
right.
y'all ain't shit for that.
You're right. The thing is, think about this. The Chargers, I think the last 24 games, I think they only lost 5-6 games over the past, 24 games.
Yeah, they won 7 in a row in the year last year.
Look, right. And I'm just saying, when changes the thing, at the end of the day, is just like this, man. I just think Baltimore's 1 year away from being contenders. I think next year, I think Baltimore will get them. I think they'll finally build an offense around Lamar. Essentially, they built this offense around Flacco, and I don't think they have the tools to do it. I'm going 24-21 Chargers. The running backs for the X factor.
Yeah, and Flacco will go to the Jaguars.
I got Baltimore winning. I'm thinking more like a 2017 game. I think at the end of the day, we're talking about the playoffs. It's one game, do or die. Defense wins championships. It's very rarely that offensive team will win a championship. You got future Hall of Famers at almost every level with Baltimore. I just don't see Rivers figuring it out. You get enough pressure on Rivers, he gets frustrated.
Who are the Hall of Famers besides T. Sizzle?
Eric Weddle?
Yeah, Weddle.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
And also C.J. Mosley is a perennial. And C.J. Mosley is a perennial.
At the end of the day.
I give Mosley a chance, but not.
But at the end of the day, this one you ain't gonna argue Hall of Fame.
Steve Largent.
But you got all pros all throughout that defense.
Right.
And with that, you talking about Phillip Rivers has to. Granted, it's hard to beat a team twice, but it's one thing when you look at that first game, Baltimore dominated. Lamar Jackson, I think he will play better. I think Harbaugh needs to trust him a little bit more. Cause I go back to that Cleveland game, that 3rd and 5 play where you tried to run an option on 3rd and 5. I hated that play. But I think you learn from that. You know what I mean? Like it's one of them, you go to this game with a different mindset of, okay, they're going to come back, they observe what our weaknesses are, they're going to see what they did wrong and try to correct it. But I think with the defense that you have, you keep the pressure. You keep the pressure going.
I have a question then. So since we're back to Baltimore, how many yards does Lamar need to throw to guarantee a win in your opinion?
Yeah, because the game they won, he threw for 204 yards, and that's the most he's thrown all year.
I'm gonna be all the way real. That's a good question, but I can't answer that because I don't think that's all the way relevant because they're a defensive
Or total yards
team.
then.
Total yards. That's
total
fine.
yards then. Like how many total yards?
Well, y'all not giving credit to their running backs.
250 total.
The
You know what I'm
running
saying?
backs
That's
was
about
killing them.
maybe 215. If
Gus
they get
Edwards
something
and
out of
Kenny
their,
Dixon killed
if they get something out of their running backs, you know what I'm saying? That could be an X factor too, because you really don't know what you're gonna get. But
As long as they don't get about time.
I mean, you could say I'll go with 220, 230. That's good enough to win. I feel like.
Yeah.
What you feel?
I say total yards over 200. But what negates total yards is touchdowns. So at the end of the day, it's one of them. Even if
He gonna run for one.
get under
He
200,
gonna get 2 off.
I think minimum he has to get at least 2. If he gets 3 total touchdowns, I think that now we're talking about a double, like a 2-score game.
Okay.
If he gets 3. But I just think at this game, I think it's a close game. I just think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to time of possession, which Baltimore has proven through, 6-7 games. It's not just one game fluke. 6-7 games, they know how to control time possession. And at that point, you put the pressure on Phillip Rivers. When you get the ball, you have to score.
Okay.
That's a lot of pressure. So at the end of the day, I got Baltimore, 3-point game.
What you got?
Hopefully more, but I got Baltimore, 3-point game.
You get X factor?
My X factor comes down to really just the defense staying consistent, keeping who they've been. Staying who they've been.
All right. Well, I got the Chargers 20-17. And the X factor is the Chargers offensive line. Because if you give Phillip Rivers time, he's been balling this year. They ain't give him no time when they played Baltimore the first time. I think he got sacked like 5 or 6 times.
It ain't gonna happen this time.
So I'm sure Anthony Lynn is a great coach. I'm sure they're gonna make adjustments. This is playoffs. Phillip Rivers done been in the playoffs. He's 4-5 in the playoffs. He do. He know he know his time running out. He finna have his 9th kid, man. He ready to he ready to hang it up. I heard Skip and Shannon talk about this morning. He ready to hang it up after a while. So if he don't do it this year, next year, I think he gonna hang it up.
Yeah, I think
So
Baltimore
this
gonna
year,
make
I
it.
think Phillip gonna want it a little bit more. He wants it more than anybody else on that field, in my opinion. Even though Baltimore is the better team, in my opinion, overall. But Phillip wanted more.
So
I think Phillip wanted more.
Yeah.
And then I believe Mike Williams gonna get over.
Like, where's the dog?
Cause they gonna be watching Keenan Allen. They gonna be really watching him.
But I still think he lingered
Mike
with a hip
Williams.
injury though.
I thought that was Tyrell.
No, that's Keenan Allen.
Oh, okay. But he'll get over. I don't know. They'll slow down Melvin and them.
All right, so I'm gonna start off one. Quarterback gonna have a say so in this game. And last game, we understand Phillip Rivers, they took a L. They didn't play good, which I'm glad they lost. Go ahead and take that L right now to them. Come back second round, and I feel like the Chargers gonna win.
One team twice.
Exactly. It's hard to beat a team twice, especially in at least a 4-week span. Chargers ready. They kind of knew they were going to be playing the Ravens. You know, after the last 2 weeks, they knew that could be a potential opponent, so they took that L, and you know they're studying right now.
Yep.
They think about it.
That cost them the division.
That cost them the division. So they're upset. So in my opinion, I think Chargers defense gonna step up. They're gonna contain Lamar Jackson. He's not gonna be getting that RPO, none of that handoff running. That's not gonna work this game. Joey Bosa and my boy Ingram, they both gonna hold down the end, so he's not gonna run out the pocket. He gonna hope to run up the middle, and you know I feel like they're gonna have somebody waiting on him. I was listening to the radio. 92.9. They were saying already that you know in the middle of the game, at the end of the game when they start tightening up and defense start coming back, they start playing man, and they had, like you said, Derwin James started spying on your boy Jackson. So they had it where the running back lined up, Derrick James line up. So if the running back line up on the right side, Derrick James line up on the right side, so he can watch. If they hand it off to him, he can meet him up the middle, or he can catch Lamar Jackson running on the end. So they're gonna be doing that
And
all game tomorrow.
He
They're
gonna
tighten
lock up. He gonna lock up what his name.
Trust me, they gonna tighten up. They
lock
already know how to stop. That's why when they take that L, you know, it's a little pat in the hands. They gonna come back and they gonna come. And the reason why I think it's not gonna be a close game, just like I said, it's gonna be 28 by 10 points for the last game we just talked about, Texans and the Colts. I think they lost by 22-10 it was, by 12 points.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers gonna beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. They gonna match by what they got beat
So
by.
this one they gonna just run
Nah,
the
they
field.
gonna do that.
I think so. I mean, Baltimore don't get me wrong. Baltimore defense, the number 2 defense.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what
I'm about to say
defense
correction.
is, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna say number 2 defense. It's facts. But I just think that at the end of the day, Baltimore, they gonna struggle because they gonna think it's gonna be the same Chargers team they beat a couple weeks ago, and they gonna.
I'm gonna counteract that because Harbaugh is a true dog for a coach. I don't think he comes to the game unprepared. To me, if he comes with the same exact game plan as last time, that would be unprepared. I think.
I know.
Good
Good
coach.
coaches don't do that. Good
Yeah, I
coaches
think
don't
he
do
makes the necessary adjustments. Now, some of the points you made, it's going to be a fight. But I just think defense wins championships and a run game in the cold will sustain over a sidearm throwing quarterback.